On April 17, 1964, the Ford Motor Company unleashed the Mustang into the world. They had no idea how successful the Mustang would become. It was the very first pony car, and it was the realization of the vision of Ford VP and GM Lee Iacocca. Now, several generations of the Mustang later, it's still roaming the roads of the world and here in central New York. I see some beautiful Mustangs in our area, and I wanted to go out and meet some of the owners, see the cars, and tell the stories of these vehicles. So I hope you'll sit back and enjoy this video. These are the Mustangs of central New York.
So this car was built in Dearborn, Michigan on May 18th, 1964. So it's what Mustang enthusiasts refer to as a 64 and a half. It came out about 1 month after it was released at the World's Fair. From Dearborn, Michigan, it went down to Texas, and then I was able to trace it to Arizona, where in 1989, it was transferred out of Arizona. And in 1998, a friend of mine bought it, family friend bought it in 98. And then I bought it in 2015. So I've owned it for 10 years. A lot of Mustang owners name their cars. So I have named my car Endora, E-N-D-O-R-A, Endora. Now, some people may get that reference, some may not, but I'll explain. Bewitched. The TV show Bewitched. I grew up watching Bewitched. I loved that TV show. And the feisty mother-in-law she's redhead, feisty. Her name is Endora. So that's how my car got her name, Endora. I also have a little pedal car. Just looks exactly like her, little pedal car, and that's named Tabitha. And I'm saving rooms for Samantha. So someday I hope that I get to buy and own like a golf cart size, or I'm watching for one of those little Shriner little go-kart style Mustangs. And I would love to have a Samantha. So someday I'll have one of those and have the whole set. Sure. So a couple of the things are like the gas cap is a little different. There were changes made to the front of the hood where there's a bevel along the hood that was different. There's controversy in regards to the carpet, and if the carpet came all the way to the edge in the 64 and a half or the 65. So there's some controversy there about that. One of the beliefs was that the 64 and a half did not have a 289, but that's not true. It did. There was a D code, which that's what this car is. It's a D code car. And Ford verified that that particular model did have a 289 in it. Now the 64 and a half, 65 has this scoop, but if you look at the 66s and on, the scoop changes. So this is the 64 and a half gas cap, but the 65 is shaped just a little bit differently, still round, but it has a little bit different detailing to it. And I maintain it. So go women who all maintain, like women that maintain their cars, yes. We learned from our dads or grandpas or uncles, and that's just really, so I maintain it. I change the oil in it. I change the filter. I take care of it. So for me, it's actually about a family history. My parents owned a Mustang they owned like a 1972, 71, 72 Mustang. And it was something that my dad absolutely loved. And when my younger brother turned 14, they bought a 64 and a half, actually only 8 days older than mine, a coupe, and they restored it together. And I watched this happen from afar, but just kind of fell in love with the Mustang. About 14 years ago, I started my journey for my doctorate degree in education, and decided that my reward to myself would be a classic Mustang. It was always a red Mustang. I'd looked at the other Mustangs and I love the baby blue. I think it's really pretty. Not fond of green. I'm not a green person. My dad's is called Chantilly Beige, which is kind of a gold tone. But this one just gorgeous, like red car, red interior, white top, just different. Many of them don't have the red interior, they have black interior, or you might get pony interior, which was like an upgrade. This car has gone on what I would say 2 really big trips. In 2017, I said, all right, we're going for the graduation ceremony, which was in Phoenix, Arizona in the summer. And I said, my wish is that we would take both of the classic Mustangs on Route 66. So we did. And we made a 14-day trip out of it. We made a side drive to Mustang, Oklahoma, where they have a huge water tower with big Mustang logo on it. Not the car Mustang, but the word. And my dad and I are standing there with our Mustangs with this big logo behind us. I've met so many different people that have Mustang stories to tell, or their dream car is this certain Mustang. It's kind of my happy place. I always get so excited for when May starts rolling around and the roads are clean and I can take it out of storage and I can just drive. And just to be able to enjoy that, it feels really good.
It's a 67 Mustang convertible. Originally it had a 289 V8 with a 3-speed. When I bought the car back in 1990, the owner had transformed it to a 302 with an automatic transmission. So I've had this car now for 35 years. Had it restored in 2003, 2004, and it's just a beautiful car. My first car was a 67 Mustang hardtop, and so I was into Mustangs fairly early. I bought that one at age 17, and as a matter of fact, the steering wheel in this car here came from that car. Although it did have a GT, or what they called a deluxe interior, so it's more color-coded to the color of the car. When I had it restored, I was going to keep the color, try to keep it original, but I just love that deep moss green car that I had for the 1967, and so at the last minute I decided to change the color of the car, to which the restorer said, thank God. It's not that original color is not a very light color, although in 1967 that was the most common color on any Ford vehicle that they produced. And the article that I read that also stated that today it is the most changed color on a 67 car. So I guess I'm more or less going with the flow. Compared to 1965 through 1970, I think this one here had the best styling. It's just a personal preference. You know, when it came out, my sister, who was 9 years older than me, happened to point one out when the family was going for a ride, and it happened to be in front of us, and it was a 1965. And to be honest, I never thought about Mustangs after that much. And then high school came along, and I was interested in a girl who happened to like Mustangs. So of course, I did what any normal 17-year-old would do. I took the money I was saving for college and bought a 67 Mustang, and it was between this and a 1967 Dodge Dart. So I had a choice between the two, and just looking at them and knowing that, I wanted to start dating this girl, it was obvious. I didn't have my license yet. I practiced in it with my parents, and when I came home from school, I did my homework in it. So I was kind of obsessed at the time. The fact that it's got regular steering, it brings you more back to those days when regular steering was more common, and it's just a fun car to drive. I've got a radio in it that doesn't work, and that's by choice because it's so much fun just driving it with the top down and feeling the breeze and not having anything blaring. You know, I'd have to have it up pretty high to hear it anyway with the wind noise, and so I just enjoy it the way it is.
Well, this is a 1967 Shelby GT 500. It's a fairly early one because it has inboard lights. Different states after a while said that the lights were too close, so they had to spread them out. So the last few had the lights here, but this is more desirable, I believe. Easiest way probably is the tag. It's a special tag, and the number starts with a 67, and it's also registered with the Shelby American. That's a national club. They keep track of all the cars, and they also stamp the number very crudely, I might add, on this side, but you probably wouldn't be able to pick it up very good. It's got a 428 police interceptor engine, 2 4-barrels. This is the only year that they put 2 4-barrels on a Mustang or a Shelby, which is kind of nice. Eats gas, but it's got some power. I've had the car since 1975 or thereabouts. I bought it for a decent price, but I was ridden hard and put away wet. So it took me, one of my boys, I got 3 sons, so they all had a part in this. And we used to go to Carlisle in the spring and in the winter, or in the fall rather, and search for Shelby parts. They weren't as rare as they are today. It took us about 5 years, but we finally got just about everything we needed, and we put it together, and we've been driving it. It's got some racing heritage. I belong to the Shelby American Club, and they have a convention every year. One year it's on the West Coast, one year it's on the East Coast. So I've been to Watkins Glen, Lime Rock, Poconos, and you get up to speed. It's not like a parade lap. It's almost the real thing. This isn't factory colors. It's candy apple red. No, there's no air in it. No, very few Shelbys had air. That was like a special order. They took away from horsepower. So most people said, the heck with that, I'll roll down the windows. I believe it was the first pony car, and it was an affordable car. Actually, it was my first car. It was a 64 and a half Mustang hardtop. I really enjoyed that. But that only lasted a few years, and then you know how things go. You can jump into something else for a while. But the back of your mind, you're always looking for that specific vehicle, and eventually I found it. Oh, they go crazy. Yeah, a lot of people do. Not as many as they used to. Like back in the day when I used to take it every weekend to a car show. Oh, people would love it. I mean, I got so many trophies and, you know, awards and stuff like that, but, you know, after a while, all you can do is dust them, so you put them up in the attic and save them for your kids, I guess, I don't know. Shelby imported the steering wheels from Italy, and they also have a special gauge pack, 2 pods underneath the radio. And that was kind of unique. It also has a roll bar. You made sure you had a roll bar just in case. I was born in a Ford family. That's how my father ever drove. And then, well, he bought a new car, and they gave him 2 tickets to show what Ford was going to be doing in the future. And this was like 65 or 66. And we go to the theater, and as soon as I saw the car, I go, that's the car I want, just like that. Took me a few more years than I figured, but I got my prized possession.
Well, I bought it brand new from Kerner Ford in 1971. After I got out of service in 70 and ordered it in the spring of 71. And I had it till 1978, sold it and bought my house. And then I repurchased it in 1995 from the guy's cousin that I sold it to, and I've had it ever since. My wife kept telling me, you'll never get to see that car again. I kept arguing with her on one of these days, and she says, I doubt it, but it came back to me. That's how I got it. The Mach 1 was introduced, I believe, in 69, 70, and I ended up getting the 71, 351 four-speed car. It's got 37,000 original miles on it. I ordered black, and because I had a black car before I went into service, and I keep telling myself I'll never buy another black car, and I just bought a new black Ford pickup truck. 351 Cleveland 4-barrel. It's pretty much original except for I got a set of hooker headers on it, and changed the distributor a little bit, and that's about it. Other than that, it's pretty much stock motor. Well, actually, when I got married in 71, we took it to Niagara Falls on my honeymoon. Since then, it's around town. Maybe go to Oswego, out to Skinny Atlas, stuff like that. Not a whole lot of miles. Down to Nationals once a year, so it doesn't see a whole lot of daylight. Actually, I started out with a 65 Comet Cyclone, and they were still making them in 70, and I didn't order one because didn't have a job yet. So I got the job. I ordered this in the spring of 71, and I do have a 65 Cyclone in the garage that I'm kind of restoring, so I don't know how long it'll be. Actually, when I ordered a car in 71, I ordered a Torino GT, and they couldn't get a black one for me. They said they weren't painting them black that year. I don't know why. So I said, okay. So I looked around and I said, well, we'll order a Mustang. We ordered a Mustang. 4 weeks later, the Torino showed up in black. And I says, what do I got to do now? And the guy says, well, wait till the Mustang comes in and then decide. So I put them side by side, and I says, well, I like the Mustang better, and that's how I ended up with it. And I don't know, when I go to car shows and stuff like that, I still get a lot of lookers. I don't know if it's because of the black with the white interior or what it is, but I still get a lot of lookers. It's my pride and joy. That's about it. Like I say, I've had the car since 71, and I've been married since 71.
It's a 86 Mustang GT 5.0 5-speed. I bought it new in Richmond, Virginia in late 86, maybe early 87. It's a great car, good gas mileage. Yeah, it's got 4 headlights like the old cars do. And I've got GT covers on it now it gets a little better mileage with it down the road. I've gotten as much as 35 miles a gallon on the road with it. It's a 5.0, it's a 302 roller cam, original car. The only thing I've ever changed on it is the radiator, but it's a wonderful car. I'm a General Motors guy. I like GM, Chevrolet trucks and cars. And in 85 or early 86, I started looking for a new car. I thought I wanted a Camaro until I read an article in Popular Science about all the technology, and Ford did a lot of engineering on the suspension, and it had a roller cam. Chevrolet didn't have that. And this was a smaller car, and I went and drove it. I drove a similar 86 at the dealer, and this was sitting in the back of the lot. It was kind of a last car they had, and it wasn't selling. So in the 87s had just come out, and I said, you know, I like that 86. So I got a great deal on it and went home with it. It's a great car, and it is better than the Camaro that year. It's a great road car. It's smooth, it's quick, it's fast, good gas mileage. And the air works. Can't ask for anything better in my book. I love it.
For the suspension and all the technology that Ford put in it that year, comparing it with others, and it was cheaper than a Camaro. And the Camaro was heavier and just had the better motor, I think. And that's really why I went with it. It's a nice car.
Well, the car is a 1990 Mustang. LX is the model, which is the lower line from the GT, which was a fancy one. It's called a 7-Up car because they were made for, originally, a giveaway at the 1990 NCAA basketball tournament. Ford originally combined with 7-Up to give the cars away if people could make shots from center court. Something happened, the deal fell through. Ford was stuck with 30 of them, which they had made as the start of this promotion. They said, well, what are we going to do with them? They really didn't know. They also then realized it was the 25th anniversary of the Mustang, and they did not have a specific anniversary model for that year. So they said, well, let's create a few more of these and just sell them outright through the dealers. And that's basically what happened. They ended up making 4,103 of them. They are not registered by a number other than your VIN, so there's really no way to know how many of them are still around or what the deal is. They were all exactly the same mechanically, everything. White top, all white leather interior, what they called emerald green clear coat. All of them were V8s, high output V8s like the GT had. The front fascia was sort of like the GT, the up level model. And about 2/3 were automatic transmissions, which this one is, and the other 1/3 were manuals. This particular car was sold to a dealer in Connecticut. I am the 4th owner. 2 of the owners didn't really own it very long. First of all, I've only had it a little over 2 years. I bought it from a guy in Utah near Salt Lake City and had it shipped here in May of 2023. The longest trip we did, my wife and I went to, with several people from the Syracuse Mustang Club, went to the Woodward Dream Cruise in Detroit last year. So that's the farthest trip I've taken with it. This car, even with 4 owners, only had a little over 22,000 original miles on it when I got it. It's now at about 24.8 something. It runs great. There's no real problems with it. All Fox bodies, for those of you out there who might be interested, they ride like a buckboard, to be very honest with you. Handling is great, brakes are good, so it's a good car to travel around in. It's a V8, 5-liter. It's one of the last, what they call 302s. Push rod engine. It's not like the new ones that are dual overhead cam. Rated at, I think, 225 horsepower from the factory, 300 pound-feet of torque. With an automatic, it's got a really fairly high geared rear end. This is not a car that you're going to take to the drag strip the way it is. To be very honest, the reason I'm a Mustang guy, and between my wife and I, we have 4 of them, is that there's a local club here in Cortland that's a Mustang and all Ford club, and the one up in Syracuse. I belong to both of them, so it was just a nice way to meet a lot of nice people, do things with them, and I'm not that fussy, truthfully, about the car brand. As you can see, my daily driver is a Subaru. I also have a Jeep, so I'm kind of an equal opportunity person. I actually have some stuff that is 7-Up oriented only because I bought this car. It did not come with the car. They didn't really sell them to dealers that way, where they had stuff. I've got a few little things I've gotten off eBay that are 7-Up delivery trucks and that. And actually, the guy that was the second owner of this gave me a little 7-Up phone that actually works, an old rotary style phone, so, you know, or buttons on the mouthpiece. It's definitely 2 or 3 generations older than the current phones. Probably the best one is the last year of the Fox body, a 93 SVT Cobra. The values on those, they're not going to be a cheap entry point, but the values of them have been going up and up and up. The regular Fox bodies, they're kind of hard to find in nice condition because a lot of people have done a lot of modifications to the cars. And if you find one that has modifications you like, that's great. It's kind of like buying a street rod. You know, if you find something that's in your taste, terrific. If not, there's other ones out there. Yeah, I'd love to have about a middle 1930s Duesenberg, but that's way beyond my budget. And I don't have any way, even if I had one, to keep it up. You can't go down to Napa and buy parts.